Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this Samsung Galaxy J2 with me, which is a budget-oriented smartphone from Samsung, and quite a few of you have asked me to actually review this. So we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look. And here, as you can see, it says that it's a 4G enabled device. And again, it's a dual SIM device. And here again, Samsung says that it has some ultra data saving mode and it can save up to 50% on data. And regarding the pricing, the price quoted here on the box is 8,900, but I checked in local stores and this unit was available anywhere between 8,300 to 8,500. I'll also have link of Amazon.in so that you can check the online pricing if you are buying it online. So let's take this out, and here at the back it gives us an idea that it has a Super AMOLED screen and it also has USB Otg support, so that is interesting, and it has a quad core processor, and it has 1 GB of RAM. So let's take this out, and the packaging is actually really different, and again we have this in the gold color. So let me take this out, and without the battery it is really light, so we'll keep this to the side and let's quickly look at the other things. And we have the quick start guide also, I'll keep that to the side, and we have the travel adapter, but the USB cable is actually pre-attached to it, and it's a normal charger that outputs at 5 volts at 0.7 amps. And this is the headset that we are getting. So good to see that we are getting a bundled headset, and it's Samsung branded, and we also have a button to take our calls and an integrated microphone. So let me keep this here, and this is the battery itself, which is supposed to be a 2000 milliamp hour battery. So let me keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset itself. So here is the handset itself. Let's take out this plastic, and again it has that texture, and the back can be opened. We have an indent over here, so we can pop this open, and we can add our main SIM card over here, and above that we can also add a micro SD card, and your secondary SIM will go over here. So, and micro SD cards up to 128 gigs are supported. Regarding internal storage, it has 8 gigabytes, and let's put this back. Again, this is plastic, and it also says that it has 4G support. And regarding the screen, it sports a 4.7 inch screen. So let's do the first boot of this device. And the highlighting thing is that Samsung has decided to put a Super AMOLED screen on this. Samsung generally doesn't put Super AMOLED screens on its budget lineup of phones, but looks like they have put in this one. And again, it's typical Samsung design. As you can see, the old Samsung design, we have touch type capacitive buttons here. And again, looks like it comes out of the box with Android L. So I'll just quickly set this up. And it also has quite a bit of regional languages. And here it says on the box also that it has quite a bit of regional languages. So let me quickly just set this up and we'll continue. And this is the first boot. Let me adjust the brightness. And as you can see, we don't have the auto brightness sensor on this one, but we have that outdoor mode, and it started to download some apps. But let's look at the Android version. Again, it's Android Lollipop, but let's look at the version that we are getting. And if we go to about the device, as you can see, it's running on the latest version of Android, that is 5.1.1. So good to see that we are getting the latest version of Android on this one. And we have two touch type capacitive buttons, but they don't give any haptic feed. That is what I have noticed. Let me quickly adjust the brightness a little bit. And now let's look at the storage. If you go to the storage, as you can see, out of that 8 gigabytes, we have 4.32 gigabytes of space left, but we can always add a micro SD card. So that was regarding the storage, and looks like still we have the new Samsung UI, which is a little bit less bloated. And again, if you notice, the icons are rounded even on this one. So we are getting the new version of TouchWiz. And we also have theme support, so that is really interesting that Samsung has provided the theme support. So by default they haven't added a lot of bloatware, looks like that. We have Google Apps, and we also have the Smart Manager, so this is nice. And we have FM radio, so if you use radio, it is there. So as you can see, they also have this Opera Max and Mix radio. And it also says USB backup. That is interesting. I have to check what is that feature. But Samsung says that it has USB OTG support. So let's try to plug in this USB OTG drive and see if this works. I've just plugged in. Let's see if something pops. And looks like it's, yeah, as you can see, USB OTG, and it detected it. And these are the files that are on this drive. So USB OTG works out of the box. Let's actually look at a video. Let's try to play this video and see. Let me maximize the volume. So as you can see, it plays it fine. And as it's a Super AMOLED screen, even if I tilt it to extreme angles, it's really nice. So USB OTG works out of the box. And before I continue, let me give you the specs overview. This Galaxy J2 has a 4.7-inch Super AMOLED screen with a PPI of 234. It is powered by the Exynos 3475 chipset, which is a quad-core processor clocked at 1.3 GHz, and the GPU is the Mali T720 GPU. Regarding internal storage, it has 8 GB of internal storage with micro SD card support. It has 1 GB of RAM, a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera, a 2 megapixel front-facing camera, and a 2000 milliamp hour battery. In terms of Bluetooth, it also has Bluetooth 4.1 support, which is a good thing. So looks like an interesting handset because generally Samsung does not put Super AMOLED screens on the budget lineup, but looks like Samsung is finally changing that. Let's quickly also look at the camera. Samsung says it's a 5 megapixel camera, and it can also record video up to 720p. So this is the camera app. Let's cancel the settings. And again, it's the basic settings that we have seen on earlier Samsung. So we have the tap to focus, so that's nice. And the thing is that the shutter speed is fast, so it's not slow. So that is a nice thing. Again, let me bring this object. So that was nice. And we do have even the Pro mode, which is surprising. So we have the Pro mode. We can adjust the white balance, ISO, and the exposure using that. I never expected that we'll have a Pro mode in this one. And the front facing camera is again a 2 megapixel shooter. So let's look at this. So these were the snaps that we took. Look sharp, but again, I will be testing it in variety of other conditions to see how the camera does perform. So guys, that's it for now for this unboxing and quick hands-on overview with the Samsung Galaxy J2. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comment section and I'll try to include them in my review. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.